Hey guys, thanks for joining. We'll get started in a couple of minutes. We'll just wait until everyone joins. I'm just checking. Okay, hopefully you guys should be able to use the chat now. Can you guys reply to this if it's working? Perfect. Thanks, guys. Brilliant. Okay. GM Darius. Real. Okay, you should be able to send Q&A as well now. Real. Here he is. Tristan, Carl.
Hello.
Hello, hello. I don't know where your face is. Camera's black. Probably better than
Okay, let me check what's going on.
there he is.
It's not connected. Yeah, I'll just have to do this.
Hey, Nate. Hey, Craig.
Hey guys. Cool, let's wait a few minutes for people to join. Let's see if I can play some background music.
Battery low. Please charge now. Connected to iPhone 4 and Daisy's iPhone. Ready to connect another device. iPhone 4 disconnected. Daisy's iPhone disconnected.
Hey, Val.
Connected to iPhone 4.
Good background. Exactly. Those headphones.
Yeah, it might not be working.
Not for Tris, blood. Definitely Primark.
I don't know if anyone can hear this music, but let's wait a couple more minutes for a few people to join. Cool. Hope everyone is doing well. Hello, Romain. Making sure that the chat's working as well.
Yeah, it's working. Open it to everyone. Everyone can
Yeah.
ask some Q&A, and I will see if I can just publish this as well to YouTube now.
Great. Let's make sure that YouTube's working.
Yep, give me a sec.
Okay. We've gotten nearly everyone. We're just waiting on one person.
Hey, Shane.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. How
You
you
guys hear me okay?
Yep. Perfect.
Awesome.
One sec. Okay, I think we're just waiting on one more, but I think he will join shortly. So if everyone's comfortable, I think we might kick off. And can everyone hear me okay?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Let's kick off.
2 seconds, Chris. Let me just share the screen.
And we got Vishal as well. Awesome.
Perfect. Off you go, Tris.
Cool. Let's kick off. So great to have everyone on stage and welcome everyone to the 9th dYdX Community Town Hall. A quick overview of how town halls typically work. So we stream the town hall on YouTube so community members can watch afterwards in case they missed it. They typically run for approximately 30 to 45 minutes. If you have questions, please write them in the Zoom webinar chat, which already is fired up. Should be working and someone from the team will answer. Now, the purpose of these town halls is to highlight ecosystem partners, provide key updates, and any new insights that are relevant for the community. So today, joining us, we have dYdX Trading, Grant SubDAO, Ops SubDAO, Chaos Labs, Stride, Stargaze, and the Foundation. Now, as we know, the dYdX chain launched just over 4 months ago, and we've seen really positive growth and adoption. So I think latest figures as of today, over 72 billion in cumulative trading volume, over 12 million USDC distributed to over 16K stakers, and a thriving ecosystem of builders, developers, and contributors. But as we know, growth and adoption are a byproduct of a thriving ecosystem. So we're really excited to hear updates from today's ecosystem partners. So thanks for joining, guys. But without further ado, let's get into it. So Nate, I think you're up first.
Awesome. Yeah, thanks for having me, everybody. So obviously lots of exciting developments, but I think the most notable one has been the fact that dYdX Trading has been very hands-off when it comes to market listings. So a few months back, we shipped the new market widget, which basically put market listings in the hands of the community. So anyone was able to propose new markets to get listed that would kick off a governance vote. And because of this process where trading is no longer involved, we've basically reached the point where new markets are getting listed at a much more rapid pace. I think at this point, we're averaging at least one new market listing a day, if not more. But in line with that, we're trying to get even faster when it comes to this. So we have quite a few things that we've been working on behind the scenes that we're excited about that should be pushed out within the next half year. So permissionless markets is our biggest initiative at dYdX Trading, which basically would theoretically allow us to start listing markets without any governance process at all. And liquidity could be bootstrapped by a combination of LP vaults, which we're working on, as well as market makers and liquidity providers themselves. We're also working on expanding our Oracle services as well, which would help make markets and price feeds a lot more robust. But outside of that, we've been making little tweaks here and there that just make the overall product experience of dYdX chain much more compelling and much more competitive with other services that are out there in the ecosystem today. So we've been working on core trading improvements like reliability and infrastructure of the software, adding additional trading features like updating the charts, more order types, basically just allowing for better speed and accuracy for traders, and adding support for different programming languages like C++, Rust, and Go as well. And outside of that, we also want to make the user experience and onboarding flow much simpler and easier to use as well. So we've been working on onboarding improvements, improving usability through better alerts, and also potentially integrating social elements, which we're pretty excited about. So theoretically, all of this data for traders is on-chain, readily available through partners like Chaos Labs dashboard. But we want to make it so that if people want to copy trade or bot trade and emulate strategies from other traders who are performing well, they can do so. And it would also allow us to partner better with potential influencers and KOLs through various different partners in the dYdX ecosystem so that you can integrate your social feeds or your social accounts directly into dYdX chain. So across the board, we're really excited just to make the dYdX chain a much more fluid product in general, not only in terms of better market listings and better product experience, but also just making it best in class when it comes to perps trading for any venue that exists today.
Awesome. Thank you, Nate. Some really exciting updates there. And let's pass it on to Carl for an update from Grant and to talk through the new DEP program.
Hey guys, yeah, so today I join you not via the Grant SubDAO, but through the dYdX Ecosystem Development Program. we're gonna have to update these slides, but we actually are still updating our own branding. So yeah, we can make that change in the near future as we go through the legal updates as well. But yes, so basically in March, what was the dYdX grants program has now transitioned to the dYdX ecosystem development program following the governance proposal to fund an additional 24 months of runway via a $20 million community spend. Why the change in name? Basically, the way that we saw our grants program evolving, there's a much larger focus and shift towards longer term initiatives across key areas of kind of protocol growth and development. We felt that grants was kind of a part of what we're doing, but given our shift in focus towards also funding community run initiatives like the MEV Council, like the Launch Incentives Program, our focus on longer term partnerships that often include now 12 to even longer term agreements with some service providers and kind of professional companies. We felt that actually the scale of what we're doing is more than just grants. We really are kind of hoping to continue to develop and build out this ecosystem and the protocol. So in this new mandate, our focus, as mentioned, is on longer term initiatives. We're still focusing on protocol growth. We're funding areas around infrastructure, protocol development, user adoption via improvements to the product and via improvements to the trading experience. We're funding security initiatives to help secure the protocol and to help secure the user experience such that we kind of mitigate and minimize any sort of negative exposure. And then we're also focusing on ecosystem growth in the form of community initiatives around both onboarding new contributors that can play a role in kind of scaling and growing the protocol, and then also focusing on kind of community efforts to kind of help make dYdX a better environment to be a part of. And so we have a lot of things kind of in the pipeline here. Just a quick note, while our focus is on longer term initiatives, we do still intend to fund kind of tools and shorter term grants that look to kind of ameliorate things on a shorter term basis. But just based on the last 2 years that we had, our focus is very much now on longer term initiatives because we felt that those drive a better and longer impact to the protocol, basically. So it's really come as a kind of lessons learned perspective from our previous programs. Yeah, we've been busy since launching already in March, the DEP. We've already funded and approved 8 grants with over 500K in funding. That includes onboarding 2 market makers to help provide liquidity on long tail markets of dYdX. It includes security services, including phishing prevention and kind of monitoring of IBC and bridge activity, such that we can guarantee liveness for the protocol. It includes API development and some regional targeted community growth efforts via both content and just general community growth around that. We're still going through a lot of the legal updates as well, and there's kind of still some operational stuff in the pipelines, but we'll be sharing a longer form update of what we've been up to in the coming weeks. I think we might have Robo here as well, by the way. I don't know, Robo, if you're on or not, but if you want to say anything or if you are here to say anything, feel free to jump in. If not, that wraps it up. Okay, he's on as a guest. So if you guys have any other questions, me and Robo will answer.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Carl. So now moving on to Valentin from Operation SubDAO.
Hi, everyone. Yeah, as Tristan already highlighted, we have over 71 billion in trading volume. What I think is really exciting is that 38 of that have been in the last 30 days. And in the last 30 days, I think there was 22 days where the trading volume was over 1 billion. So I think this shows how fast this is growing, which is really exciting for us as well as the SubDAO, obviously. At the operations SubDAO, we've also been busy with some internal stuff. As everybody knows, we have confirmed 3 new trustees, Areta.io, Sean Musuka and myself, and Chaos Lab Labs has left as trustee. We wanted to thank them again for their contribution as trustee of the operations of DAO, and look forward to working with Chaos Labs in other capacities going forward, as we are sure that they are not done contributing to the dYdX ecosystem at all. With the beginning of this year, we held a couple of workshop sessions to kind of define our core values a little bit closer and sort of formalize the values and mission statement that under which we have been operating so far already, but just kind of put them in writing. We will publish some a longer short form post on this soon, but I just wanted to highlight the core values for us are obviously first, community first. We want to be best in class at what we do, compliance forward, meaning strike a good balance between complying with all the regulation that we can, while keeping the decentralized nature of the operations SubDAO. And last but not least, be good, sort of an adaptation of the rules don't be evil. Whenever in doubt, we want to make the choice that makes us be good. And for us, the priorities for 2024 are first and foremost, obviously running the existing live infrastructure and supporting it, making sure it is live at all points and traders can trade through the community-owned infrastructure. But also, we are about to launch the Android application. This is coming in the next 1 or 2 months, so we're really excited about that. Also, there are some internal restructurings going on, and we will share a more detailed plan about this soon. We want to kind of streamline our legal structure and clean that up in a certain sense to also aid the regulatory compliance piece I already mentioned. And last but not least, we want to increase the communication with the community. I know for us, transparency is very important, but I think we can do a better job at sharing more about what we're doing at the SubDAO and being more frequent with updates coming from us, what we are doing and what we're spending our time on and spending our resources on. So yeah, those are the updates from the operations of DAO.
Awesome, thank you, Val. It's really really promising to see the growth and the maturity of the team, and I'm really sure everyone's excited for the launch of the Android app. So now we have Craig from Chaos Labs to talk through the incentive program.
Hello, everyone. Thanks for having us. We recently distributed the rewards from season 2. And season 2 was the introduction of trading leagues, and it was really exciting to see a different segment of traders feel energized by the program. In total, over 2,100 traders received incentive bonuses in season 2. And we were very pleased, like all the other panelists have said, we've been very excited to see the growth of dYdX. It's been incredible by almost any metric in the face of a lot of competition. The perp DEX landscape is a lot more competitive than it's ever been before. Then at the end of season 2, we did a thorough analysis around how traders are interacting with the rewards program and interacting with the exchange, and how we could better nuance the program to target the highest value traders on the exchange and where the gaps were in the previous program. And we identified 2 areas that we felt could be better addressed. The first of them was new trader acquisition, and we very closely monitor the number of new traders trading on the exchange each week. And with that in mind, we introduced a new deposit bonus for 1,500 traders this season. If more than 1,500 traders, which looks like will be the case, do deposit for the first time, then it's going to be the 1,500 most active traders that get this first deposit bonus. And the second area was it's very clear that the engagement feeds on itself. So traders who trade for 5 days in a row are extremely likely to retain. And the more weeks in succession that trader trades, the more likely they are to retain. So we did a sort of deep dive and a lot of brainstorming around how we could best target growing the habit of using dYdX, and we came up with 7-day trading streaks. So all traders who trade for 7 days in a row and earn more than 20 trading points on each day are eligible for a 7-day trading streak, and they'll get $100 for each of these streaks. And the uptake of this has exceeded our expectations quite dramatically. There's more than 750 traders, I think, that have at least one streak recorded, which is quite incredible. And most of these traders are actually doing a reasonably substantial amount of volume. So it's great to see that there is a lot of stickiness starting to come around with trading threes incentive design. Then the other focus area at the end of season 2 was just around community reporting, releasing clear metrics as to what the state of the program is, the state of trader activity on dYdX, and try and just add some transparency into our thinking around how the innovations of the program evolve. So with that said, the uptake in season 3 has been spectacular, in my opinion. It's obviously this market conditions have been very favorable, but in the first 3 weeks of season 3, as you can see on the slide, the average daily trading volumes have been 1.4 billion. That's up 2.5x on the first 3 weeks of season 2. Even more impressive is the growth in open interest, which has almost been a hockey stick up. That's up 3x on the beginning of the season, which is remarkable in my opinion. And we've seen almost double the number of traders trading on the exchange. So all around happy with the way that things are going. There have been 16 new markets added to the chain. That's not really part of the program, but it's an area that Chaos Labs is helping out with on the parameter recommendation side. We're running all the liquidity metrics through our liquidity engines and then reporting the findings back to the community so everyone can make informed decisions on the trading tiers. And that's everything from our side.
Awesome. Thank you, Craig. Really, really positive and interesting stats for trading season 3. And I think a couple of weeks left to finalize those league positions. So 4 leagues up for grabs, and it seems like a lot of competition. But now we have Vishal to talk about dYdX.
Yeah, thanks so much. We've seen really exciting adoption of dYdX lately. Maybe to give a little bit of context for dYdX and how it works, and then talk about the metrics. dYdX is, I believe, the leading liquid staking provider for dYdX token. If you hold dYdX, you will kind of auto compound your dYdX based on the staking yield. It's a little bit different though from some other LSTs in that you don't actually receive the USDC revenue that you get from staking your dYdX. Rather, the protocol will automatically swap that back to dYdX for you. So you got to maintain your dYdX exposure for as long as you'd like. Also results in some other kind of potential benefits like tax benefits potentially, or just ease of use. You only have one token. So we launched dYdX a couple months ago. It's been growing very, very steadily. We have around $11 million staked today, right around almost 3 million dYdX tokens. We've seen a lot of uptick lately, though. In the last week alone, we've seen almost a 50% growth rate in dYdX token, or dYdX. Right now, I believe there's a little bit over 2.5% of all staked dYdX is staked through Stride. There's a number of kind of places that the dYdX token is being used. Right now, there's a few different DeFi opportunities in Cosmos to use your STDYDX. The most common today are osmosis and Astroport. People to LP STDYDX against other pairs, like against dYdX or against USDC or Osmo. But there's also a few other places people are using your dYdX. A few to highlight are Quasar, which allows kind of automated vault management for STDYDX strategies. DMEX, which offers a like lending protocol, so you can like supply STDYDX and borrow USDC, or inverse supply some token to borrow STDYDX. And same again with Mars protocol, which is another leading kind of lending protocol in Cosmos. We're working on a few other integrations that are in the works and should be live pretty soon. One that we're really excited about is Agoric's IST, which is a stablecoin that is kind of one of the most popular stablecoins in Cosmos. We're working to have STDYDX be added to Agoric's IST fairly soon. A lot of really exciting things in the pipeline. I'm seeing really kind of great growth with STDYDX lately, particularly with its usage in DeFi, and we're excited to see where it goes from here.
Awesome. Thank you, Vishal. Really promising numbers and exciting to see more integrations. Now, very excited for this. We've got Shane from Stargaze who's going to talk through Stargaze, but also potentially what that could mean for Hedgies. So, Shane.
Hey folks, I'm Shane from Stargaze. Some of you may have heard of Stargaze and Bad Kids. Stargaze is kind of the main NFT platform in Cosmos. We tend to work with other Cosmos chains and kind of help them with their NFT narratives and stories. Right now we're working with dYdX. They have a collection called Hedgies that's on Ethereum. That's kind of used as a loyalty program. So the long-term plan is to help bridge Hedgies from Ethereum to Cosmos, dYdX, Stargaze. But in the meantime, we're helping dYdX launch a collection called Geckies. Geckies is going to have an airdrop for Hedgies holders, dYdX stakers, and active users. And basically, just helping to kind of foster and build kind of the culture and ecosystem around it. There's a couple other things that we're working on. We have one of the fastest indexers in the Cosmos ecosystem. We've been indexing the dYdX chain. If there's any devs that are kind of building on dYdX and they want to play around with that, just hit us up. We can provide an API for that. We're also working on integrating the dYdX token into flows in Stargaze. So soon you'll be able to mint NFTs with the dYdX token. You'll also be able to use one-click buy to buy NFTs with the dYdX token. And we're kind of using skip APIs under the hood here. You can have the liquidity on any chain and it'll still work over IBC. And we're also pioneers of ICS 721, which is the interchain NFT transfer protocol. And this is the protocol that we're going to be using to bridge NFTs across ecosystems. So at some point in time, we'll have some kind of plan where if you have a Hedgie on Ethereum, you can transfer it over to the Cosmos side, and then potentially use it in DeFi for collateral or loyalty programs. All kinds of stuff that people like to use NFTs for. Kind of in the future, Stargaze will be building a more kind of like NFT finance protocols, stuff like lending and borrowing, some more sophisticated protocols, and looking forward to more kind of integrations with dYdX in the future. The target for Hedgies for Geckies rather, it's looking like the end of the month. So that's going to be exciting.
Awesome. Thank you, Shane. Really excited to see Geckies roll out and then see what happens also to Hedgies and see if that can be implemented. But excited for that. Thank you very much, Shane. Now we've got David from dYdX Foundation.
Hey everyone. Thanks for organizing this and joining us today. Just some quick updates from the dYdX Foundation team. A big focus for us the last few weeks was the fundraising process from the community treasury, which went very smoothly. So again, want to thank everyone for all of your support and for giving us additional runway for the next few years to really help support and grow the dYdX protocol ecosystem. Some of the things that we've been focused on and will continue to focus on is really accelerating governance velocity. The last few weeks, we've seen just an explosion of governance proposals for new markets on the protocol. As Nate mentioned earlier on the call, I think we're averaging about 4 to 7 new markets per week for the last few weeks. Right now, there's 3 governance votes for 3 new markets, and we're really excited to see kind of adoption of the new market listing tool. So, our team has been spending a lot of time creating educational resources and making sure that those interested in participating in the governance process are aware of all the tools and resources available, and then really creating kind of communications across the board to support this accelerated pace. For reference, in just the last few months since the dYdX chain launched, I think there's been close to 38 or so governance proposals, which is really great. That's, I think if you look at governance on the Ethereum side for the V3 protocol, over the course of 2.5 years, there was about 38 or less than 38 proposals. So the pace has definitely accelerated. And we, if you look at other kind of ecosystems in Cosmos land, we kind of expect the rate of governance proposals to continue to increase significantly. So, I think I see one question here, which is relevant around am I happy with the pace of markets proposed? We're not headed to 500 markets this year at that clip, but I think it's very good. Honestly, I am very happy with the pace so far. I think the new market listing tool was a big unlock to really get more people within the community to submit kind of proposals in a self-service manner. To me, I think that the protocol launched with 33 markets. There's been, I think we're at about 55 right now, and really targeting, call it your safest, high quality markets based on various kind of risk parameters. By default, everything is added to the cross margining system, and so that there's really, I think, focusing on the least risky markets is good given some of the constraints with the open source software today. I think in some of the materials that dYdX Trading has shared, they're very focused on launching isolated margin as well as permissionless markets over the next few months. And to me, that's really going to be those 2 features are really going to be the big unlocks to be able to get to 500 plus markets before the end of the year. So I think right now, pace of new markets is great. There's been some concerns around liquidity on the longer tail of markets. I think that's something the community has been kind of focused on trying to think through. I think Nate also mentioned kind of these vaults, which we expect to be shipped in the next few weeks, which could also help address kind of the liquidity concerns. And so this balance of supporting market demand, making sure the markets have sufficient liquidity, I think we're making kind of good progress there. Other kind of key focus areas for the foundation, we've been very focused on just driving regional business development and activation. We've been working with various partners in different markets around the world. Some exciting updates. We've recently partnered with some German-speaking partners as well as some Chinese-speaking partners to really grow content and information in high growth kind of areas. And then, generally speaking, we're very focused on how do we drive more adoption, awareness, and penetration in key markets where there's very active kind of perp trading communities, and making sure that we get dYdX to be, you know, top of mind for those traders and really convert them to the exchange more broadly. On the event side, we've also been very active. I was in ETH Denver 2 weeks ago, giving an hour-long panel on DeFi derivatives and the dYdX chain, and got to meet a lot of our ecosystem partners there. A few members from the foundation team will also be in London next week for DAS London. And then we're mapping out kind of our global event schedule for the rest of the year and really plan to scale our dYdX Connect events. So if anyone in the audience is in London next week, please reach out to us. It'd be great to meet up in person, and then stay tuned for kind of future events. We're planning some marquee stuff around ETHCC and then some events in Asia later this year. So it would be great to connect kind of in person. And then lastly, we're just very focused on ecosystem expansion. Really great to see various partners from the community on this community call today. I think today there's various kind of entities, SubDAOs, validators, individuals, developers working on the dYdX chain across the world. There's probably several hundred, if not thousands, of people as part of our ecosystem, and we're very focused on thinking through how can we continue to expand that. So one exciting announcement is we shipped earlier this week a new dYdX ecosystem page. I've included a link here, but this is really a resource for everyone here to get a sense of the various partners that are building on top and around the ecosystem. And if you're working on something cool and want to get listed, there's a self-serve form there that you can really showcase what you're building. And this is hopefully going to be a helpful resource for the community at large. Lastly, we're just very focused on continuing to increase user education and improve the user experience for the chain. We're continuing to publish kind of new user guides and deep dives around different parts of the ecosystem or different parts of the product. So check out our blog and our technical documentation for more information there.
Awesome. Thank you, David. And I think we have a question in the chat from Phil, which I'm just happy to read out. Beyond market listings, what kind of other community governance participation are you forecasting?
Good question. So just full disclosure again, the foundation is really, we consider ourselves kind of stewards of governance. We don't participate kind of in voting, and we really are here just to be a resource for community members who want to participate in governance, want some feedback, understand how to navigate the process. I think as part of our fundraising process, and then later the dYdX ecosystem fund, I think there's a big focus on what to do with the community treasury. I think the reality is, if you look at the history of the community treasury on V3, there was a lot of initiatives to reduce token emissions, and all of those tokens went to the community treasury. I think over 25% of the total billion supply kind of sits at the community treasury. And over the last 2.5 years, I think the community has really only spent a pretty limited amount of capital to fund the operation SubDAO, the various kind of grants programs, and then more recently the foundation. But the vast majority of that capital just still sits at the community treasury. And so we've been speaking with a few partners who are coming up with kind of interesting ideas on how to unlock that capital, which today remains idle. How can it really be, how can the community really come together to think through how to unlock that capital for productive use, making sure that it's ROI positive, making sure that it helps support sustainable ecosystem growth. And so I think over the next few weeks, we're excited to see various ideas and proposals hit the forums, but that's been kind of a more recent focus.
Awesome. Thank you, David. And then I think just to close it off, a few questions for you, Shane, which is predominantly around Hedgies. So it's a little bit around what happens with Hedgies, the rarity of Hedgies, does that remain? When might utility for Hedgies change? And then what could the airdrop potentially look like?
Oh, I think it's a little too early to answer some of those questions. We're still in the very kind of early stages of bridging from Ethereum. First, we want to make it work among Cosmos chains first. Yeah, we still have to kind of work on those on a case by case basis. Obviously, we want to work with the community. We don't want people to get surprised with like rarity changes and so forth. So we want to preserve as much as possible from how things are on the Ethereum side. And obviously it's going to be permissionless is going to be a choice. So if people don't want to migrate, that's totally fine. But yeah, we'll keep you guys posted with some more information about that in the future. But the focus right now is on Gekkies and launching that at the end of the month. So hopefully that answers the question.
Awesome. I think that does. Thank you very much for that, Shane. And I think that's it for the moment, guys. Yep, I can't see any other questions. So thank you very much for everyone who attended and participated today. We love the interaction and love the questions. Thank you very much. Thank you to Craig, Shane, Vishal, Valentin, Carl, David, and Nathan for joining, and also for James. And we're excited to see you for the next town hall. So thank you, guys. You'll see this promoted shortly afterwards, so you can rewatch. Thank you very much.
Thanks, guys.
Everyone. Bye.